everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Katarina. I make videos about beauty and style, focusing on using what I have and being a more mindful consumer. And also recently I started a journey to become the best version of myself, and I do want to share at least part of that journey here on my channel. But today we have a style video. We are going to be talking about the 75 hard style challenge. So yes, I have decided to do this challenge. I'm actually already about a month in, and I will say it has been a rough start. It has not gone perfectly. So today we are going to talk about my struggles, but also my intentions, why I wanted to do this challenge, what I want to get out of it. This challenge is based on the 75 hard challenge, which I believe is some sort of a fitness diet challenge. However, the style version of this challenge was created by Mandy. I'm not sure if Mandy is on YouTube. I don't think so, but she is on TikTok and on Instagram. So I will link down below the original post where all of the rules and everything regarding this challenge is explained. Let's start by just going through what the rules of this challenge are. Get dressed every day for 75 days. Document your daily outfits. Do not buy anything new. Set your challenge goals/intentions. Get creative and rely on your own brain for inspiration. Organize plus clean out your closet. So those are the rules, and let's talk about them a little bit. I want to share with you the thoughts I had about them going into this challenge and how I feel now that we are about a month in. So the very first thing, I'm going to be doing this for a little bit longer than 75 days. I started this challenge midway through July, and I'm planning to continue around midway through October, but I also want this challenge to be flexible for my life and my needs, so we'll see. But that's my plan for now. The reason I want to do this is that I actually want data from all of the different seasons. Of course, we don't have spring here, however, I typically dress pretty similarly in spring that I dress in fall. Maybe in spring I gravitate towards lighter colors, but the outfit formulas tend to be the same. So we have here summer outfits, we have here fall outfits, but also in October I know that I'm starting to get a winter influence to my outfits. Here in Finland we do have pretty long winters, and October typically is the time when I will start wearing sweaters, maybe a little bit heavier coats, and I will dress up pretty similarly, I would say, from October until March. So because of that, I wanted to continue this for a little bit longer, because I actually want the data, or at least have an idea of the way how I would like to dress up all seasons. Let's talk about this first rule. Get dressed every day. Because in summer, when I started this challenge, I was home with kids and I used to wear athletic wear a lot of the times if I wasn't doing anything, if we weren't going anywhere, because it was just the easiest option for me to do. So I thought that this challenge might be a good idea, because typically if I dress up to an actual clothes from my capsule wardrobe, even if it is a more casual outfit, I will feel more put together and prepared for the day. However, I noticed pretty soon that that actually wasn't necessarily the case when I was just home with kids. I didn't feel any better when I was dressing to my actual wardrobe, capsule wardrobe clothes rather than the athletic wear, because first of all, I need to be comfortable and I just don't care that much the way I look if I'm home with kids. And second, kids are messy and oftentimes I need to change throughout the day. If I am at home the entire day with them, I just don't want to be wearing clothes and being worried if I get puke or whatever on them. So after a couple of weeks I accepted that it doesn't make any sense for me to try to force myself to wear an actual outfit. It's totally different when I'm studying. My studies will continue in the beginning of September, and at this point of my studies I do all of the things online, so I don't need to go to school. But I totally feel so much more productive and so much better prepared when I am wearing a smart outfit versus if I'm wearing leggings and a sweatshirt. It doesn't mean that I need to wear a suit, but a smart but still comfortable pair of pants paired with a blouse is so much better option. So yes, it makes sense when I actually need to study, but home with kids, cooking for them, cleaning their mess, I mean, it doesn't make any sense for me. So yeah, I learned pretty quickly that my expectations didn't really match with the reality, but hey, that's something that I learned out of this challenge already, so I'm glad about it. But also, let's talk about this document your daily outfits thing. This is something that I have wanted to do for a while, but I have been putting it off. I have been worried about things like the room where I'm taking the picture being too messy, the mirror having some dirt in it, the lighting not being the best. But I need to remind myself that I'm not trying to make here any Pinterest appropriate outfit inspiration pictures. Instead, I want to collect data of the outfits that I wear. And I feel right now this is for me the most important part of this challenge, because I actually have not remembered to take the outfit picture nearly every day. A lot of the days, even if I was wearing a really nice outfit, I just forget to take the picture. So I want to try to do better, even if I don't have my shoes on. That's often the case. I don't have my shoes on, so that's why I don't want to take the picture before I get them on, but then I forget the whole thing. The outfit doesn't need to be perfect with shoes on and with accessories in order for me to take the picture. And I do notice that if I just manage to take the picture, I typically do have multiple things to write down about the outfit. So I do notice it's beneficial, but I just need to do better taking the actual picture. Then let's talk about the no buy, and this is maybe the biggest reason why I first wanted to start this challenge, and it's still something I want to continue. Although I will say I have bought couple of things. Let me actually show them to you. These things that I purchased are not really something that I consider being part of my like actual wardrobe. Yes, they are pieces that I could wear, but this first thing is actually kind of like a piece of lounge or active wear that I wouldn't wear other than home or active stuff. So we are talking about a sweatshirt that has been on my wish list forever. So this is actually a sweatshirt of my hometown's ice hockey team, Rauman Lukko. There's also some print on the back. It says in Finnish, "That's why we are." And there is the logo of Lukko. But yeah, this has been on my wish list for a longer time or something like this, because I do have a Lukko hoodie, but I don't like hoodies and it starts to be really worn down. So I'm actually not regretting this purchase at all, since I came across it when I was visiting Rauma and it fit perfectly and it had been on my wish list. I decided to buy it even though I'm doing this challenge. And then the another thing that I bought is actually a really practical thing that I needed. That is a pair of rain boots, because I had to declutter my old rain boots in the spring. They had some holes in them, so I bought these new ones. These I ordered from Zalando. The brand is called Mols. It is a Danish brand. As a Finn, I probably should have bought Nokian boots, but my old rain boots were Nokian, and I'm a little bit salty that mine didn't last longer than they did. So because of that, I decided I'm going to try another brand. And anyways, I think these are like aesthetically pleasing. And then I will say I also need to buy a pair of new workout shoes to gym, because my old ones I had to declutter earlier because my feet grew with my pregnancies and I just couldn't get them on my feet. And now I yesterday for the first time in years went to a workout class, but I went to Pilates, so I didn't need shoes there. But next week I actually want to go to a class where I need shoes, so that's something that I need to get. However, let's talk about why I thought that this is such a great thing to do a no buy. When it comes to buying new clothes, I'm really picky. I typically tend to buy something that I would call a basic, or then something that has been on my wish list for ages. For example, in spring I had to buy some new tops because I simply didn't have enough basic, comfortable tops that fit me nicely. So I personally feel at this point buying new clothes is not that much of a problem for me. It totally was in the past, because I used to work in a clothing store and I was constantly exposed to fashion. However, where those impulse purchases now happened are thrift stores. I love thrifting and I do think it's a great thing to buy second hand. However, sometimes it happens that at the thrift store I purchase something that doesn't really go with my style or the style that I want to have. This top is an example. I decided to wear it for this video so that I could talk about it. I bought this one and another camisole at the thrift store somewhere in July, and I thought this would be such a fun filming top, and I have wanted to get a top in a metallic color. However, me being someone with a really warm undertone to their skin, I feel this is not warm enough for me. And I don't now remember if I didn't notice the color leaning slightly cooler, but I decided to buy it. I also had my daughter with me. That's one thing that I have learned. If I have my daughter with me, I necessarily shouldn't look for clothes for myself unless I find something absolutely perfect, because then I'm just quickly trying the things on and I don't focus enough on the fact if I want to buy the piece or not. But yeah, I ended up buying this and I'm actually not really sure how I feel about it. So for me personally, it is actually a really good thing to have a complete break from thrifting, and in future I want to be way more picky when I go thrifting, because I have sometimes fell into the trap of buying something that, for example, is in my color season but otherwise doesn't represent my style. So it is a good thing to have a total break from buying anything, whether it is second hand or new, and wear what I actually have in my wardrobe, because that's what I really want to do. I don't want to be constantly looking for something new, although thrifting is really exciting. And let's still talk about the last rule, the closet clean out and organizing. First, I didn't think that I would need to do this because I did a huge wardrobe declutter in spring, and then I am currently doing the Means Game challenge, and in that I actually decided to let go of some more things that I was on a hench about. But I actually have noticed, now that I have worn the clothes, that a lot of them I don't like. So I actually think that I am going to do a really ruthless closet declutter after this challenge. I feel I am at the point with my life that a lot has changed, and part of me is holding to my past styles. But I feel I kinda need to move on and think about the future, and I don't only want to think about if a piece is cute or nice or whatever, but I also want to think about if this represents my style and if I want to show myself wearing this piece to the world. But let's move on with the original post of this challenge. I'm not going to read through all of it. There are some intentions, for example, get to know your closet, test your creativity. There are some notes, and if you want to read all of it, check out Mandy's Instagram post about it. But there is one note in this post that I did want to talk about, because I kinda agree with it, but then on the other hand don't. So Mandy writes in the post, "Don't try to fit into an aesthetic or box yourself into one style. It's meaningless. You are a dynamic person capable of multiple interests." So I see where Mandy is coming with this, and I do think it is a lovely idea. I do have different interests in my life, and of course I do dress differently to different occasions. For example, when I'm at home, I like to dress pretty minimalistic. When I go to work in future, I will for sure dress more or less professional, and because of that, at this point of my studies, I have done a little bit over half of my degree. At this point, I also want to dress a little bit smarter when I study, and specifically if we have a day when I need to go to school, and then I dress a little bit differently when I film YouTube videos. So I feel that is when I will maybe wear some tops that I wouldn't wear otherwise. For example, this camisole I would consider mainly to be like a filming or maybe date night piece to me. However, where I disagree with Mandy on this one is that as someone who used to have their style all over the place, and I had no idea what my style is, I had no idea what looks good on me, I wanted to try all different trends, I overconsumed both clothing and makeup. I totally don't want that to be the case anymore, and I do want to actually have a style that it is cohesive. So even if I dress differently to work, to home, to filming videos, I still want to have a cohesive style and not just like random outfits that don't really even belong to the same wardrobe almost. I don't know if it is trying to fit an aesthetic. I don't think so. Like, I do want to find my personal style, but for example, style words are really useful for me. I would like my style to be timeless and classic because I will always feel way better in that kind of outfits versus something trendy. And so far in my style journey, things that have helped me are Keepy ID, Kitchener essences, color season. Some people might find those things limiting, but I personally find those things quite helpful. And even if my color season is warm autumn, but it doesn't mean that I cannot wear colors from different seasons. If I want to, I can do it, and in fact I do wear a lot of black, and I'm not going to give up on it just because a color analysis says it. No, but I also want to have an understanding what wearing a color like black does to me. So while I want to wear it in future too, I also want to be intentional with it. And I, for example, know that if I want to pull it off nicely, I need to put on a little bit of makeup. And also I will say to the intention of trying to be more creative or test your creativity, I'm not somebody who has a really good eye when it comes to dressing up and being super creative. Oftentimes when I try to be too creative with my outfit, that is when I end up feeling like there is something really wrong. For example, today, like, I tried to be a little bit more creative. I wanted to wear this top that I would consider being a filming top. Then I thought that I'm going to try to make kind of like a matchy eyeshadow look to it. And right away, when I put on the eyeshadow, I regretted it. I wanted to wipe off the whole makeup and do it again. But if I did it, I wouldn't have time to film this video. So I just decided to go with it. But I will say, somehow I feel my look today is not the best that I could do. It feels a little bit unintentional and like it just doesn't work. But it is what it is. It's also not so serious. I mean, it's only clothing, it's only makeup. But let's continue with the post. I need to soon go get my kids from the daycare. There is also some optional challenge prompts, but I'm not going to be doing those. Instead, I have set myself some intentions for this challenge that I still want to do before it's over. So first, I want to wear every single piece in my wardrobe at least once. I will say some of my summer pieces I didn't necessarily wear during this challenge, but at least I wore them throughout the summer, so I do have a clear understanding how I feel about that particular piece. And then what I'm not going to include here are really wintry things, so we're talking about heavier winter jackets and coats, or then really warm winter shoes. But a lot of the things that I wear in winter I can also wear in fall, so all of those things and all of the kind of like year-round pieces I want to wear at least once in this challenge to really figure out if it is something that I love. But then also some intentions that I have. Figure out my style words. So I talked about the style words already, but then also figure out my style routes. So if you don't know, style routes is a system created by Ellie Jean Royden. It is more focused on your personal preferences rather than your features like Keepy and Kitchener essences are. So I think that's something that I want to do. But yeah, that is everything for today. My first thoughts of the 75 hard style challenge. Yes, it has been a little bit hard. I don't always dress up to an actual outfit. I don't always remember to take the picture, but I think I can still, even if it doesn't go absolutely perfectly, I can still learn a lot. I have already learned some things and I'm sure I can learn so much more, and I do want to finish this challenge. I'm going to, after doing this challenge, film a video where I talk about the overall lessons, and then I'm going to do a separate wardrobe clean out declutter video. But that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in my next one. Bye bye.